So we're going to follow the offense for this little series under McCoy toward the end of the first half. This first play was the scramble pass he made to DJ Grant, and this is maybe his best play of the game in some ways. So we'll see the UCLA defense was initially showing quarters on this play, but then at the last second they're going to bring pressure, and this is a fire zone look. So we have 4 receiving threats, and you can see the offensive line does a great job of picking up this fire zone. Snow and Allen do a great sort of handoff here. Allen pushes his defensive end inside for Snow to pick up, and then he slides out to pick up the blitzer. We saw the fire zones a lot from UCLA, and part of the reason for that is it's not a bad game plan to attack this backside defensive end against this formation, because we like to play a lot of games on that backside, so bringing an extra player there is not a bad idea. So we see on the 3-step drop here what McCoy is looking at, and he doesn't have any obviously open players. This route to Shipley is developing, and probably if he hits that, then he's got a running catch that could pick up some yards. And you can tell that's kind of the main intention of this play, is to hit Shipley on this crossing route. Notice that Grant sort of shields the seam defender here, and that would open up this route even better. But McCoy doesn't like that for some reason off his initial read. So he scrambles. Now what's great is he feels this pressure here and scrambles to open space, but then he keeps his downfield awareness, and that's kind of a trait that's pretty rare in quarterbacks, to be able to deal with pocket pressure and keep their eyes downfield and keep their awareness the whole time. So he sees this route developing counteraction to these defenders flowing toward Shipley, and that makes this a really easy pass. So those sort of scramble plays are great, and although some of the plays he made in this game probably wouldn't be made against a better defense, I think this is one play where his scrambling turned out really well, and it's a play that he could make against even an athletic front. So then this is the next play I wanted to look at in this sequence. So we're in the red zone here, and we've got a trips look, and we're facing a cover 3 look, although there's no blitz on this time. So this is another encouraging play for McCoy. In this case, he's able to hit Mike Davis, who's essentially in a one-on-one with the corner, and that pass is a great pass. It's in about the 25-yard range, but he's able to throw this one high and with good enough velocity that Davis, this is a catch Davis should make, and this is a play we want him to be able to make. So that play just shows that, if McCoy gets a vertical route in the 25-yard range, he can challenge the defense there. So that's right on the tip of his range in terms of what we want to be able to do down the field with him. So that incomplete puts us in a 3rd and 10. And this call is kind of a combination of the last two. We line up in trips again, and we get the same alignment from UCLA's defense. They're again in cover 3, and we're pulling these linebackers outside. And this is again set up for this crossing route to come across. This time, instead of Shipley coming from an inside position, it's Davis coming from the outside. But we really set this play up. It's sort of dependent on the cover 3 capping over the top of vertical threats. So we know we're going to get space here and here. And then we're going to come across to Davis, and Goodwin's going to come back and open up this corner for the play. This is sort of one of those counterintuitive things in football. By lining up more men to the left and bringing them across, Harsin actually creates more space to that side of the field because he drags those defenders away, uses their momentum against them. And then, this is just for me sort of wanting to look at this issue a little bit more. So this has been a really controversial hit. The one thing I just wanted to point out was sort of after this hit, and you You can just see the moment of impact again. But look at how easily the helmet slides off the defender. And then notice that the strap is loose on the helmet. You could argue that it came unsnapped when the impact, but it's the upper strap that actually is loose. So you would think if it was going to come loose, it would have been the lower snap that came loose. So I can only think that it just wasn't snapped well. Anyhow, beautiful hit either way. So this last play of the drive is sort of like a mix all-in-one of McCoy's greatness in this game and his limitations. So again, we're in the 4-wide look, and this time we're getting a quarters look from the defense. But again, they come with a fire zone look right before the snap of the ball. So again, the offensive line is kind of tasked with protecting McCoy in a fire zone look. But we actually have a great call on for this fire zone. You'll see we're developing these 4 vertical routes, which is perfect against this cover 3. So as we clean these seam defenders, these 2 inside seam routes are exactly where the quarterback would want to go with the ball. And so that's what McCoy should be doing right here, is stepping into a throw and either throwing to Shipley or throwing to this side over here, although with the safety over toward the short side of the field, he probably wants to go to this backside seam here. He hesitates a little bit, and so again, if he the pocket has not broken down yet, he does have some pressure coming behind him, but he still has space to step up and make this throw, and you can see Shipley's wide open there. But this is sort of just on the limits of what McCoy throws right now. He really needs a clean space to step into. And when his pocket starts to break down, he tends to just scramble. So everything that happens after that on this play is just sort of McCoy improvising and doing a great job. I mean, you can't fault him for the play that he made. But we'd like to see that throw work for us. It was in the range of the throw he can make. But it needs to be a throw that he can make quickly rather than a throw that he needs a lot of setup to step into.